I really don't have the words to articulate how much this bothers me. Hi, my name is Sydney, welcome back to hell. And as per usual, before we launch in, today's video is sponsored by Beam. Also, don't forget that you can come and see me live and in person in October when I do my Hell Gondola tour. I will be going to Seattle and Denver and Cincinnati and Chicago. That one's a little alarming. Charlotte, Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, Austin, and here in Dallas, where I live. Lots of cool things about this tour, including tour-specific merch. The tickets are varied, so you can do general admission, or you can do VIP if you want something a little bit more personal with your best friend over here. Go to the link in the description box and click it and go and buy some tickets and come and see me, and bring your mom, or your dad, or your brother, or your wife, or your husband, or someone that you love a lot. Bring your dog, I don't mind. I will see you guys there. And of course, for a limited time, you can use the code GONDOLA for 20% off. I'm gonna shut up now and we're gonna do the video. The Australian in me feels compelled to say that if I have titled this video using the word M-O-M rather than the word M-U-M, like we would use back home, I don't use the word M-O-M, but I didn't want to be confusing. I love you Americans, I really do, but you really do bend the rest of us English speakers to your will. And I don't like it, because what is a mom? It's mum. Mum. Anyway, so probably like many of you watching this video, I personally find influencers to be incredibly annoying, largely because many of them run around doing crap like this. Ah yes, harassing minimum wage workers never gets old. I'm kidding. Please perish. So because of this, and while I don't talk about them a ton on this channel, I do think one thing about influencers has been established over the years, and that is that many of them are absolute freaks. You know, you give a quietly sociopathic person an audience and a little bit of self-importance and some cash, and they dial the freak up to 11. I think that's probably a lot of what's underpinning this polyamory stuff, you know?
So my girlfriend's other girlfriend is plowing her right now, and that makes me really happy because I'm happy that she's experiencing that.
Perish. As most of you have also probably noticed, there are basically influences for everything these days, but one of the areas that continues to grow and thrive is the world of mum influencing, the motherhood space. Mumfluencing. I hate that word. I don't know why I just said that. Family content on social media is incredibly popular, and it varies greatly. Some women offer useful tips and tricks and advice. Others talk about their experiences to make other women feel less alone. Some talk about pregnancy, breastfeeding, child rearing. But from this mashup of content comes a very particular type of mumfluencer who not only uses her social media to publish and discuss her children, but does so in ways that feel somewhat sinister. And that's putting it mildly. There are mothers who've been called out for feeding their kids donuts and other sugary foods regularly.
Okay, we're gonna leave Maddie's stuff here.
There are others who've been attacked for exposing far too many details about their children's medical histories, or those who just don't care enough to take care of their kids' basic needs. But these aren't even the worst of them, and as time has gone on, more and more runners have joined this race to the bottom. Although I am sure that a lot of these women are not doing a ton of running. I'm just saying. All of that said, in reality, I don't think that being a parent is easy. I also don't think that there's one way to be a parent, and people will structure their lives differently. But motherhood TikTok keeps rewarding genuinely bad parenting and bad behavior with likes and views, and sometimes even brand deals. The more chaotic or sad the videos, the more interaction and sympathy they get. And as a result, it's given us this legion of parents who promote their terrible parenting skills online, or just do insane things to their kids for clicks. There is an endless supply of these terrible people on social media, but I wanted to highlight a few particularly egregious examples that I found in my travels on the internet. Some of you may or may not remember, but back in January 2025, a woman going by the screen name Ali Ray went viral after she unplugged her baby's hospital monitor while in the NICU. I went to the trouble of looking this woman up, and it turns out that her actual name is Alexandra Hill, and she has accessible mugshots on the internet. because she got done for theft. So there's that. In the video, Hill can be seen unplugging one of her child's cables, which causes the machine to obviously start beeping. When a nurse then appeared, Hill said that there was no emergency and all she wanted was a turkey sandwich.
No, you're fine. It's not an emergency. Oh. I just was gonna see if you could bring me a turkey sandwich.
If I was the nurse here, the way that I would just drop punch this woman across the room. Get your own frickin' turkey sandwich, you absolute spoon. I just realized that a couple people in the comments on my last video requested that I do the Hell gondola zoom at about this point in the video, but I just realized that you're already well and truly on the gondola at this point, so I'll do it in the next video, I promise. But speaking of spoons, they are very useful when it comes to the sponsor of today's video, Beam. Listen, I am a huge convert, a huge genuine convert to Beam's Dream Sleep formula, and I'm gonna make you all converts too. Because in my experience, there are so many gimmicks that don't actually help you sleep. But this stuff is the real deal, and I have forced all of my friends and family to try it and love it. The last time I talked about Dream, I mentioned how I gave some of it to a friend of mine who now loves it and drinks it every night. Well, she went ahead and let a friend of hers try it. She said that he's a former soldier who has a lot of PTSD and insomnia, and even he said that it's the only thing in years that has actually helped him get a good night's sleep, which is crazy. So look, I can tell you all day long how great Dream is, but the reality is you have to try it for yourselves. Dream is absolutely delicious. I love the original flavor, and it's obviously so easy to make. You just warm up milk or water, depending on which one you like to use, stir in a scoop of Dream, drink it about 45 minutes before bed, and enjoy a genuinely good night's sleep. I don't ever feel groggy after drinking this, which is a big thing for me, and I like the ingredients in it. It has reishi, magnesium, L-theanine, melatonin, but of course for those who are sensitive to it, there are melatonin-free options. So if you too want better sleep and a yummy drink, then click the link in the description or go to shopbeam.com/CityW and get early access to Beam's Labor Day sale with up to 40% off when you use code SydneyW. Limited time only, don't miss out. That's code SydneyW for up to 40% off with Beam's Labor Day sale. The response to this was swift, and it put this mother on everyone's radar in the worst way. The anger was so resolute that Hill was forced to respond, saying that the hospital instructed her to unplug her child's machine if she needed a nurse, once again filming herself unplugging the monitor.
I guess if you need something, they tell you to unplug this. We'll do it right now. I'm all tangled up, girl. I'm really tangled. Because I do need my drinks. What is she gonna do? Unplug this herself? What the hell? Well, I'm not doing it just to prove a point. I do need my drinks over there, and I can't walk over there because she's hooked up. You're not the patient. My daughter's a patient, so... Guys, it's literally just the monitor. Like, it's not...
The hospital responded saying that this was absolutely untrue and under no circumstances would they instruct anyone to tamper with medical equipment. I think all of us who are not the human embodiment of a lobotomy can work out and surmise here that no hospital is telling somebody to unplug their child's monitor because they want a jelly cup. I am begging you to be so serious right now. But sadly, this is just one example of Hill's completely bizarre and dangerous behavior. Not everyone deserves to be a parent, guys. Not everyone deserves to be a parent. She was also called out for posting another video where she appears to be high and is feeding her baby with a giant metal spoon with improper head and neck support and with solids which are considered inappropriate for babies under 6 months old. In yet another video, because apparently they never end, we have Hill, who is insisting on being induced at 33 weeks pregnant, becoming very upset when she learns that hospitals don't just do that because you ask, and there has to be a medical reason.
Like, I'm tired of everybody saying, like, you need a medical reason to take the baby out. I'm aware of that. Define medical reason.
My understanding here is that Hill has since deleted her social media, but that obviously doesn't mean that this crappy behavior has stopped at all. For what it's worth, a bunch of TikTokers called and contacted CPS with relation to Hill, but nothing came of those calls, much to the chagrin of the TikTokers who really cared about this. But Hill is just one mum in a very long line of mums who act inappropriately and poorly towards their own children. And in some ways, she's not even the worst. So let me introduce you to mum number 2, who, well, you'll see. You'll just see. The baddest mummy alive, whose real name is Brittany Arya, and I might be mispronouncing that, but I'm just gonna say it like this because this is how it's written, is a makeup artist from New York who uses her TikTok account to document her 6-year-old disabled daughter's journey to walking. The little girl seems to suffer from some sort of neurological condition that inhibits her ability to use her limbs properly, and all of her limbs, not just her legs. There's a lot of videos of her face. I hope you guys understand. I'm not gonna show you those, but I will show you pictures and videos of her back, just because, you know, I do believe kids are entitled to privacy. Arya has also explained that her daughter had liver failure at 10 months old and was then hospitalized for 8 months. But the videos that Arya posts are not sweet and heartwarming like you are probably expecting. A lot of them are actually really, really alarming. In several clips, Arya proceeds to scream at, swear at, and verbally berate her child when she won't walk because Arya is tired of helping her. That's a direct quote. In one video that caught my attention, which has since been deleted, Arya is screaming at her daughter who falls on the floor. Arya shouts that she doesn't know how long she has to help her daughter before this child learns to do things on her own, as if it's the child's fault that she cannot walk or move around by herself.
Bro, get the fuck back down. I'm tired of helping you do shit. I'm always helping you. When do I stop? When do I stop helping you? When do you do it yourself? Learn to do it yourself. I've been helping you. Everyone's been helping you. Now it's on you, bro. We cannot keep helping you. Tired of this shit, man.
And this is absolutely not the first video like this. There are a bunch of these videos where this mom is getting on her kid's level and getting up in her face for not being able to move properly.
Start walking. The doctor said nothing's wrong with you. Everyone said nothing's wrong with you. You are the reason why you're not walking. Let's go, Zayla. Fuck. Start walking. Come on, man. I'm tired, bro. Let's go. You got nerve to fucking cry. Let's go, bro. Yeah, wipe your face, because I don't care. You know that. Let's go.
In response to the criticism where people say, yeah, lady, you are in fact the baddest mom alive, but not the way that you think, Arya has said that she's just trying to motivate her daughter to walk because there's nothing wrong with her. What? The really sad thing about this is that the way this woman seems to be doing things is, in my opinion at least, absolutely not motivation. And this child really seems to lack confidence in herself. And while you might think that a parent would build up the confidence of a child one small step at a time, Arya cannot seemingly be bothered with any of that. She consistently demands that her child have more confidence while seemingly doing absolutely nothing to foster that confidence. I usually try to integrate a ton of jokes and some levity into videos like this because I know that they get really heavy, but I don't even know where to put them because this whole thing is just depression. You know what? We're gonna take a quick doggy break because they're cute and levity inducing. I know. Are you the levity? Yes, you are. Thank you for being levity. All right, doggy break over, back to depression. Now, what's extremely disturbing about this particular case is that there are all these people in this woman's comments saying that she's performing some type of, like, tough love. I feel like we're watching different videos because the little girl to me seems very unsure of herself. She clearly lacks confidence, she cries a lot, and she seems like she's scared of failing, which, I mean, I don't think that's tough love, guys. I think we have very different definitions of tough love. Honestly, guys, these commenters in a lot of ways are, I'm not gonna say just as culpable because they're obviously they're not doing any of this, but my God, if there is culpability here, they've got some of it because Why are you encouraging these women to act like this? I can't help but feel like giving everyone access to the internet and expressing their opinions all the time has been a bad thing. It's like we should IQ test people before they're allowed to get online. Anyway, there's a bit of a theme here with these mums, and that's basically that they like to post their child's health struggles on the internet. And a lot of the really big mum-fluencing accounts have been called out for doing this. Like Alicia Doherty. She doesn't pronounce it Alicia, although it's spelled that way. I am nervous to say it how she says it because my brain cannot wrap around that. So I don't know, I'm just gonna call her Alicia. Sorry if that's offensive, I really don't care. Anyway, she's an adoptive mother to several children, and on her account, The Doherty Family, she has shared extremely sensitive and private health information about her fostered and adopted children. Same goes for a woman called Rachel Hughes, whose TikTok and YouTube accounts are more or less dedicated to documenting her son's journey with cerebral palsy. Another YouTuber called Kiki Chanel made a very detailed video about Hughes in the last little while, and she pointed out the kinds of titles and thumbnails this woman uses on YouTube to discuss her children's disabilities. Many thumbnails are basically Mr. Beast style clickbait, showing Hughes making a surprised expression next to an image of her child in pain or distress. This video is titled "Horrifying Swimming Accident with Our Disabled 5-Year-Old," and it shows a child going headfirst into water. Another, Blakely hospitalized with Beckham, an absolute nightmare, those are her kids. And the thumbnail, once again, is a child appearing extremely sick and distressed. And her TikTok is the same, just documenting the kid's suffering. And as Kiki pointed out in her video, people want to argue that this woman is basically bringing attention to cerebral palsy, but nowhere do these videos link to support services or money-raising services or offer any meaningful advice to other parents. Instead, they all link to, like, basically affiliate links, online coaching, joining the channel as a member, basically anything that makes these people money. And I want to be clear about something here. I personally don't have an issue with people, normal people, making money using social media, on social media, and especially for parents who have children who have complex medical needs, who may need that extra income to pay for hospital visits and what have you. I get it. But if your child's disabilities are the focal point of your social media and you are utilizing them to make money, that I have a problem with. I don't know how to explain this in a way that's succinct or is going to make sense to other people, but I just don't like this. I don't think it's right or appropriate to blast your child's private information all over the internet so that you can collect little green bits of paper. Children are people too, and I think that they are very entitled to privacy. And, you know, all I can think about is how a lot of these kids grow up and they're gonna look back on all the information that's out there about them and just think like, what the fuck? But I guess it could be worse, because at least Rachel Hughes is not Alana Harris, an Australian influencer who similarly tracked her daughter's illnesses on social media. But as it turns out, Harris was actually poisoning her child to keep her sick, and then was raising money off of that sickness, which is, I don't even have words for this.
Just told that our daughter's brain is covered in tumors, and what is worse is that we found this out on the same day that our other daughter passed away 4 years ago.
A Queensland social media influencer has been arrested and charged with torture, accused of giving her own baby girl unauthorised medications and posting videos of her online for donations.
I told you, this is some dystopian stuff. Let's have another quick dog break.
Ayla, do you have anything to say? Just being cute? Okay. Give us your one facial expression, Ayla. Show it to us. The one Irish set of facial expression.
Okay, so we have mothers who are outright putting their children in danger or hurting their children for views. We have mums who are exposing so much private information about their children online. But there's this other group of these mumfluencers who, they're kind of hard to describe, but it's almost like they're emotionally abusing their kids by denying them basic necessities. And there are two very notorious women who do this and have done this who immediately spring to mind. Nurse Hannah is yet another young mother who rose to TikTok prominence by sharing her realistic lifestyle and motherhood struggles. But people grew very concerned when Hannah recorded herself rounding up 17 dirty diapers in her home, and things honestly just got worse from there, and people started finding out a lot about Hannah and her husband, and and started to find their behavior deeply concerning. Like Hannah's son flinching when his dad approaches him at the grocery shop, or Hannah's husband tormenting the young child with the top of a pumpkin when they were carving one, I guess for Halloween. TikTok users also started pointing out that while Hannah and her husband frequently went out to eat, spending hundreds of dollars sometimes, they would often prevent their son from eating along with them, even pushing his hand away from French fries on more than one occasion. But worse than that, Hannah also displayed an elevated level of aggression towards her son, pushing him, pulling out chairs from under him, or just otherwise manhandling him unnecessarily, and she always seemed to be taking her aggression out on her oldest child. And in older videos, Hannah can be seen flopping her baby around as well, basically not supporting the child's head and neck. Hannah did eventually address all these allegations, and probably surprising to none of you, she doubled down and continued to justify this behavior. But eventually, due to the extreme levels of backlash she was experiencing, she definitely pivoted and changed the type of content she was making, now focusing more on herself and not including her children in her videos. But the thing is, these people have to continue making money, and some of them have obviously identified the fact that dysfunction and performing dysfunction is a great way to get audiences to turn up over and over and over again. So that brings me to our last chaos mother of the day, a person who has acknowledged that her content does a lot better when people want to call CPS on her. I hate it here.
Oh my gosh, what if I said CPS is coming back over? Would you guys watch my videos then? Cause honestly, I don't know what happened, but TikTok just said, girl, you ain't it no more. I canceled my damn self.
Also, for a little bit of context before we get into this, it's worth me explaining that there is this genre of video creation on TikTok that basically revolves around people showing you their incredibly disgusting, messy houses. It's like its own niche. I guess because everybody likes a good episode of Hoarders, because all of you are freaks. Not on the influencer level of freak, but still freaks. But mothers like Amanda McGee horrified everyone when they began sharing their filthy food-covered homes and cars. Piles of rubbish, food wrappers, and discarded food litter on floors and countertops. Strange stains cover the carpets, and a solid layer of dust has formed on every visible surface. And this is the state of Amanda and her disabled husband's home, and this is the way that her 3 children have to live all the time. Despite Amanda making videos committing herself to cleaning up the mess still remains. And it has since she began making this kind of content 5 years ago. Over and over again, Amanda has gone through these cycles of letting her house get overwhelmed by clutter, seemingly becoming sick of it, and then vowing to never let it happen again. Except that then it does happen again. And you sort of have to wonder what these children are thinking and going through living in a home like this, because to me, this just screams neglect.
I get it. It is wrong. It is disgusting and it is wrong, and I am very ashamed. But I am also here to have my kids help me pick up this mess, because yes, they did throw and shove things onto the side of the bed to hide it instead of trying to throw it away. And that is my fault for not teaching them.
And I mean, in a really bizarre twist, Amanda often threatens to call CPS to come and take the kids away if they don't help her clean. So, okay. CPS apparently did do an investigation into Amanda once earlier this year when her TikTok videos were getting a lot of attention. She even made a special "Get my house ready for a visit from CPS" video.
Well, here's exactly what my house looked like when the CPS lady walked in yesterday.
What kind of dysfunctional get ready with me is this? Like I mentioned, Amanda knows that she can make money from this chaos, which is why she's asking us if she needs CPS to come again so that she can have her views boosted. But I think this displays perfectly what's at the core of what's happening here, not just with Amanda, but with all of these other mums as well. Amanda's home is messy because she can monetize it. These other women are chaos factories because they can also monetize it. People don't care care about a little bit of clutter in this messy home trend. They want to be absolutely horrified by the state of your dwelling. You gotta be like a level 4 hoarder, and Amanda delivers that kind of content. And this is not exclusive to this niche. People will click on a video of you unplugging your baby's monitor because it's shocking. People will click on a thumbnail of your kid falling headfirst into a pool because it's shocking. And I personally am just so sad for the kids involved. In Hannah's case, withholding food from your child while you stuff your face with fast food is abhorrent. In Amanda's case, allowing your children to live in absolute filth because you know people like to see this content is abhorrent. Poisoning your child for donations is abhorrent. And while I absolutely do lay 99% of the blame on these mothers themselves because they're the ones causing the harm, I do think it's worth pointing out again that social media and people commenting and viewing and liking and all of this absolutely play a role in producing this content. And it's probably not exclusive to this motherhood niche, but there really is this kind of disgusting symbiotic relationship taking place here where people love to see the dysfunction, they love to see the chaos, they love to see a train wreck, and so they keep showing up. Or on the other side of things, they keep defending these women in the comments, and then these women feel emboldened to keep doing what they're doing. Ultimately, if adults want to be buttheads in their own time, that's perfectly fine, but it's not acceptable when there are tiny little people who are being harmed in the creation of all of this. I have so many thoughts about this, and I'm sure this absolutely won't be the last time that I talk about motherhood TikTok, momfluencing. But one thing I do want to just very, very quickly note is that there is a thought that occurs to me here that maybe it's in some way not so bad. I mean, it is bad, but it's not so bad that these mums are outing themselves for being terrible people, because perhaps that will mean that the people in their life will get involved and step in and help these children. Or perhaps for the really egregious mums, it does give CPS some license to step in and perhaps assist in the situation, although not that I trust the state to do anything correctly. So in the end, I really don't see these mumfluencers going anywhere anytime soon. I think that motherhood TikTok is going to continue to grow and flourish because people want to see mums doing mum stuff, and it relates to what other mothers are doing, and this will always be a community online. But when it comes to the children, all I want is for these women to stop including their little people in their content and using them for views and abusing them for views. And on this front, I am happy that social media often comes down on these women like a ton of bricks. Now on that note, and before I open the floor to all of you, this is just a reminder, check out Beam using the link in the description. I love Beam. I'm so glad they sponsored this channel. If you have issues with sleeping and you want to try something new, absolutely check them out, give Dream a go, and report back to me. Now I open the floor to all of you. What do you all think? Are you somebody who thinks that mum TikTok, mumfluencing is a good thing? Do you think it's a bad thing? Are you on my side of this issue where you think that this is basically abusing children for, you know, content and for views and likes and interaction? Do you think that that should be stopped? Should there be laws against this type of thing? Do you think that if there were laws, that would actually be, you know, an infringement on civil liberties? What do you make of the mums that we talked about in this video? What do you think of Ali Hill and the actions that she was taking in the hospital? What do you think of Amanda here at the end with her filthy, dirty house? What do you think of Hannah and her husband withholding food from their little boy? And what do you generally make of this issue overall? As always, if you have made it this far in the video, congratulations. I always like having you along for the full ride. If you are new here and you are not subscribed already and you would like to see more of me and more of this kind of content, feel free to subscribe to the channel, as well as leaving this video a like and a comment, because I do read the majority of them and I like hearing your feedback. Of course, in the interim, I hope you little chickadee people stay safe and well and make good choices, because those are very important. And I will see your sweet little doodle faces in the next video.